Call to order the meeting of October 19, 2022, Rhode Island Student Community Government Student Parliament Meeting. Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Diana, please take roll call.
Matthew Thurston.
Present.
Ashley Morales. President. Matthew Jakes.
Present.
Fatih Obadi. James Torres.
Present.
Thomas Pira.
Present.
Crystal Figueroa. Present. Pierce Mock.
Present.
Sharon Bauer.
Present.
Thomas Abali. Naya Hanover. Ali Thespian.
Present.
April Dago. Present. Frank Costello.
Present.
Christian Jubilon. William A. Renados.
Present.
Dr. Valerie Andres.
Present.
Arthur Petrie.
Present.
Peggy Rahmanian.
She's absent.
Really?
Yes.
Diana. Is here.
Yes. Approval of the agenda. First. Spira, seconded by Naya Hanover. Motion's passed. Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All abstentions? Moving on to the next item of the agenda. Can I get approval for the, let's stand. Can I get approval for the minutes for October 5, 2022? First by Ashley Morales, second by Fatih Obadi. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All abstentions? Motion passed. Moving on to open forum. All right. We have officer announcements. Yielding the floor to President Matthew Thurston.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good to see everybody. I wanted to first welcome our Constitution, our new passing Constitution tonight, hopefully. And I wanted to touch on a few things briefly. First, we do have class elections this week. If you haven't voted yet, please vote. The link is in your inbox from an email from the Dean of Students. So please do that for your class. We've had over 85 responses so far, which is great. 88 right now. So more than that we had certainly last spring, which is great. So thank you everybody for the turnout for that. In addition to that, I wanted to announce that we do have induction tomorrow for all of the SCG Executive Council. That is going to be in Algebra 110 beginning at 11:30. And if you have any questions about that, please let us know. But all of you are invited. Yes, there will be refreshments to follow the ceremony. And yeah, please be there. Also, President Warner will be there to pin everybody. So nice. And I also wanted to announce that I will be making a lot of appointments later on to several of the college committees. We've been doing a lot of great work on that front. And thanks to, of course, Dr. Andrus for her help with that. But we've had a lot of new students joining committees, of course, by recommendations by other faculty members. So, thank you. I yield back.
Before I yield the floor to the Vice President asking for us, please everybody please turn your phones on vibrate or silent, please. If you have any instructions. Thank you. At this point, I will yield the floor to Vice President Ashley Morales.
Hi guys, thank you guys for taking the time to come in today. We appreciate it. I love seeing everybody's faces here. Like Matt said, we are doing an election, so Sharon and I have been in Donovan with a small team. Well, you've probably seen us if you see, follow our Instagram. We've been posting out there, so if you see it, make sure you guys repost it, share it. If you guys haven't voted already, there is that link. I can also share that flyer with you guys right here. Like I have it on my phone, the QR code, so that you guys can just be linked to that form. It's important that you guys vote, and if you guys can encourage other members to vote. Voting ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. Without these positions being filled, nothing can be done, like no events and things. But if the positions do get filled, you know, they can plan a certain concert, plan a trip to Six Flags, do a scholarship. There's a large quantity of money that can be used towards students and activities and stuff, or royal events. So definitely just push that and let them know the importance of it. And the induction, you guys probably got an invitation. I already had sent you guys one, but you know, this is just what it is with the information. So if you guys do plan on showing up tomorrow, it starts right at 11:30 just because the president is on a very strict schedule. So please plan to come at like 11:20, 11:15. The earlier the better. The doors open at 11, and that way you guys can like socialize. And if any of the, you know, the administration's there, it's your opportunity to connect with them because some of them will be coming. So like we have Cindy Closel who will be coming there. She's the VP of Student Success. So that's somebody you guys might want to get to know and familiarize yourself with. So definitely take the opportunity and take advantage of it. We're also looking for members for our election, but also for PR. So PR is like things like this, like making flyers, helping me promote things like this that's on campus for the students and for SCG. So just let me know if you guys are interested or if you know of anybody. Again, we do accept non-parliament members for the committees and coalitions. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Vice President. At this moment, I would like to yield the floor to Secretary Matthew Jakes. Mr. Jakes.
Thank you, James. Good evening, everyone. I just want to quickly address the conflict of interest policy statements when it comes to like they need to be updated every month if you join a new club or organization. And any new Parliament members that join since the beginning of the semester, I would need you to fill out a conflict of interest statement.
Thank you, Mr. Jakes. At this moment, I would like to yield the floor to Treasurer Fatia Al-Babi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fatia. I have an announcement for this week, so I
So, at this moment, I will make my announcements as well. First of all, I want to apologize for being absent last week. I was sick. Everybody is all doing a great job. I see you guys all around campus, and like a lot of folks, like, you know, most of these commissions are already almost full. And, like, I see you guys at the library. I see you guys walking around. Like, it's great to see like this room full. Like, seriously, it's like you guys don't like understand how appreciative we are of this going on. Like, we met last week for our second meeting for the Bylaws and Adjudications Commission, and we're starting to get a headway on that. So pretty soon, once we get all that squared away, we figure it out what the schools demand of us, and we meet their needs, or we'll have the rest of this money adjudicated to us. So, and I also want to allow leave for Pega Rahmani. She her child was sick tonight, so she couldn't make it tonight. And, can I get a motion? Peralez. Janaya Benveno. Sorry. All in favor? Any discussion?
I would say Dean Student Dubois is also absent because they're alternating.
Thank you. That turn as well. All right. Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed. Yield the floor to the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Fiora.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Good to see you full table, like you said. I was going to say that, but you took the words right out of my mouth. It's really good to see a filled table. And just want to let you guys know the Conditions Service Committee, we're going to start meeting on Thursday, 10 to 2, probably once a month. Probably start putting out posters for it, and we're going to get everything situated. But yeah, if you have any complaints about the college, feel free to join the committee.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. This moment, moving on to Constitutional Organizational Conference reports. Mr. Jake, sorry.
I'd like to now open the floor to the representatives of Northern Finance, the organization, to discuss their organization, answer any questions you all may have.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I am a sophomore. Sorry, my name is Victoria. I'm a sophomore, currently a nursing major. I'm Leslie. I'm also a sophomore, and I'm an intended nursing major. And we decided to start this organization because, well, basically, I just kind of felt like, I don't know, last semester I just didn't really like I wasn't that active on campus, and I really like to dance, and like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to start my own little like dance group with my friends. And since we're all like from African related homes, we decided to do something related to our culture, and like we really admire our culture's like dance rituals. So within our org, we wanted to utilize step, Afro beats, and hip hop, since they're all like African and like African American related dance. And we called it like Motherland's Finest because since everyone says like life starts in the motherland, like we kind of wanted to be something creative for everyone to kind of come together and just to share like the common like rituals and dance styles that Africa has.
Motion to approve. First from Treasurer Bobby. And last name? James. Ms. James, I'm sorry. Any discussions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion to pass. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
You guys are good to go, you don't have to stay for the whole meeting.
Thank you for coming, ladies. Appreciate your time. I hope we got like much blessings and.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Moving on to the Finance Commission minutes for October 5th, 2025. I'm yielding the floor to Ms. O'Brien.
For Vice Commission, we passed an order to what is a youth development organization, and we also passed a conference. We also passed a conference request for last, that's for act, at last week. And then you can vote for that.
Motion to approve. Mr. Fuhrer, Mr. Sharon, Bauer. All in favor? Any discussion? Sorry. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions?
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
abstain.
yeah. I'm part of last one. Yeah.
So, motion passed. Moving on to the next item on the agenda. We have new business for advertising and campus discussion. Mr. President Thurston.
Thanks.
You have the floor.
Cool. Yeah, so thank you, everybody. I wanted to just take a few minutes to have a conversation about advertising on campus as it is right now in terms of, student organizations and promoting activities that are happening on campus because, we've heard a lot of concerns and things that it seems like organizations that are happening, on the student level aren't being properly advertised and the turnout, isn't what it could be given our, hustle and bustling students from Monday to Thursday. So we know that, those days are great days to have events, but even when we have the events, sometimes the turnout isn't great. So we want to, open up the floor to you guys to give suggestions of what some ideas you might have to, address this problem. I have a few, but I wanted to kind of like give all of you the opportunity. Oh yeah, go for it.
Well, I was going to include this in my announcements, but I did talk to the president about putting together a common calendar that's easily accessible for everybody. And we had it under the old website, and it wasn't all that good, but at least it was there. We have nothing now. And so he said that he will make that happen, and it will have student activities on it, and also things sponsored by the college, faculty, everything. So that it's one stop, you can look for a week and see what all the activities are. So that's not a panacea, it doesn't take care of all those issues, but it will help.
Yeah.
And we want it easily accessible right on the front of the website so that people can see it there.
One of those
said by suggesting that we have a whiteboard. So downstairs in the cafeteria or the cafe, they have a big whiteboard that they used to fill up with events. I think bringing that back up, maybe even onto this floor, so that students can see and put up their own flyers, not only for student organizations, but for SCG as well, and for the college if they wanted to put some events up there as well. And you can also put a link or a QR code directly to the website that brings you to the page that another is, which is nice. So.
I think maybe not on this floor, but on the second floor, because that's the main floor, so people go by the main floor the most. So I feel like having one there would be the best spot to put it, honestly.
On the second floor.
Yeah.
It's really about location, so I think that's a really good idea. We just have to find a space that's available downstairs. The walls are pretty occupied at the moment.
I made a suggestion to you guys earlier about, we were down in Orlando for a national conference, and they have this little robot. And I think that's a really good idea. It's like a little robot like this called Peanut, and we can have it, instead of Donovan, we can have it go throughout the student union and greet people.
I think it should go through Donovan, you know, because Arthur
Yeah,
loved
but
that.
it would have,
Party.
I don't know how they would feel about that, but I asked first.
If it says like the announcement instead of you, or if it even, if it's in Donovan, it could say like the daily sessions or something, I don't know, but like you can use it and you can manually adjust what it says, then I think it could be beneficial, something similar, like probably not even, but something, if there's an announcement, like, I don't know if you guys remember in high school, like how they would have the morning announcements and like you would know what was on the agenda for the day or like what was going on. So like, we have that, but they're trying to, like, it's all electronically, but there's nothing actually here in the school. Like, that's announced, like, you guys don't know when there's an event going on unless you see flyers.
Got an idea. Why don't we just do announcements of events that are happening at dawn? We know the most students are there like 1:30, 11:30, basically like, you know, that 45 minutes before classes when it's usually really busy. Just do announcements. I mean, just, you know, maybe like 1 or 2 minutes. Because, you know, people walk up, there are tons of posters on this campus. People just walk by them because they probably want to get the class. If people are eating and actually hearing it, they're more likely to take note of any event that's happening.
We could do that instead of the music during lunch hour. Just have the announcements on constant.
I think on constant.
Guys, we're getting out of hand, you know, cross talking.
Yeah, thanks. I also thought of, when you, I don't know what you guys think about this, but putting, because right now the student union is like supposed to be the center for student activities, but like the outside of it is like dead. Like a lot of commuter students don't even know that it's a student union. Like in our political comm class, like they were like, I've never been in that building, and I was like, nice. So I was thinking about potentially, I mean, this I don't know if it would help the problem entirely, but if we or the college wanted to do some kind of television screen on either or both sides of the building that would have like a stream of events happening. I think it'd be most important to be on the quad side on those two little mulch patches. And then, you know, something like this week at the student union at the top banner or something, or on the quad, and then have the events that are happening. Because right now, I mean, it's just this building that's here. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yes. Folks, thank you. I've been trying for 10 years to get the word out about student activities. Part because I'm cheap, part because I'm very disappointed. Many of our student organizations spend a significant amount of time planning very good events, and then they become frustrated with the attendance. The attendance isn't there. So when we renovated here back in 2004, which is 18 years ago, we stopped the paper banners and put in monitors. Just a note, SCG has a monitor. That monitor in DDC should be used to promote student activities. We've given a separate kiosk at the primary entrance just to the student activities department here so they can put brochures. SCG was given a prime spot in DDC. Now, I'm not trying to chastise any of us. All of us are busy. I think part of what we're gonna do is have a location where everybody knows they can go to find out what's happening. If you want it to be the student union, great. If not, join me in advertising DDC as the place to go to find out what's happening. And then we need to make sure we have recent and relevant content on the monitors, at least SCG, and the flyers there. SCG and DDC partnered 2 years ago before COVID. I purchased half of the frames and SCG purchased the other half. If you look on the polls in DDC, those frames are intended to promote student organizations in a nice way, not so it looks like Thayer Street, okay? In a way that it would be changed and there was some, people would actually go around. I've even devoted many of those that are in the service area where people wait while they're waiting to order with the most recent ads. So if you would like DDC to also serve as the place right now to go and to promote it, I'm more than happy with it. If you would like to make announcements at lunchtime, let's try it. I would ask that we refrain from doing anything on a loop because that'll trigger me. I'll feel I'm in the airport. Please follow the yellow line. If you're going here, baggage is on the second floor. Do not leave your bag unattended. All of that. But I do think your point is relevant, and I'm willing to have DDC serve as that site if you'd like.
The end of the moving walkway is approaching. Please
Yes.
watch your step.
Please watch your step.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick.
One last thing, if you don't mind.
You don't know about that.
I think the reason that this body's increased is not because of an elevator in the student union, not because of a flyer in the student union elevator, but because of grassroots. And by that I mean we have to get out if we have an event and we have to speak to people. Ashley, you've proven that with the table over there and how many people responded. Many of our students walk by an activity that they're invited to because they don't believe it's for them. Merely stopping, hi, how are you, this is available, might also help with attendance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. I'll give the floor to Dr. Leonard.
I don't remember who suggested this, but I thought it was a really good suggestion, that they want to increase the number of work-study students on campus, and they were talking about hiring students to be like town criers. So what they would do is go through Donovan, they'd go on the quad, wherever they could find students and announce the activities that are going that day and try to convince them to go. And I thought it was a great idea, that why don't we pay students to advertise these events, and again, at least you can start a conversation with groups of students too.
Was your last
Here, I just have a question. Is the advertising team separate from the public relations committee? Or are they separate groups?
Oh, that's a good question. So for SCG has its own PR committee.
Okay.
And then I believe is there a college committee for advertising? I don't believe so. No. Yeah, so it's just the PR and PR commission that's chaired by Ashley. And that would be helping to advertise for not only SCG events, but other student events.
Yeah, because there is a software called Sign Presenter that allows you to do updates online. Like there's a software, you just put whatever announcement you're gonna do and boom. But it has to be connected to Wi-Fi. And it works through Amazon sticks.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be a good, effective way of not going to a TV, plugging it. You just, as long as it's connected to the Wi-Fi, you can constantly update from your home or wherever you are. And I could actually help you guys on that because I used to do that for my job previously. So we could try it, give it a try too, and see if it works, if it's efficiently, or we could go down that road.
We have a similar system right now. It's physics.
Okay.
It's designed to do that.
Awesome.
Now, that being said, the technology probably could be upgraded. If you don't mind, Mr. President, you were speaking about possibly some monitors outside. I'm probably using the wrong term.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it might also behoove this body to consider paying for some monitors inside of some of the buildings Gage, Craig Lee, Horace Mann, the library, maybe 2 or 3 monitors a year, which is short money, and then those could continually be added to for the express purpose of promoting the student organizations and clubs. That being said, somebody needs to keep that content fresh. I stop looking when I see August 28, 2019, and I no longer look. I think everybody understands that. So you might want to have a conversation with the administration to see if they're open to that.
Thank you. Anybody have anything else? This was an amazing discussion. Here.
I do recommend putting up flyers in student lounges throughout the buildings. I frequent them. I see a lot of people frequent them, and there are no pieces of advertising anywhere to be found in the lounges.
I also suggest the main monitor on the signs when we come up
Yep, the
by the
entrance.
student dorms, yeah.
I appreciate your remark. We all want to go green. Those lounges might be an excellent opportunity for that TV monitor. Because you put up the flyer, somebody's going to go back and take it down. But using the technology, that happens automatically. But your point is very well taken.
I agree with that. Because at the same time, then you could also probably, like in the nurses' building, in that lounge, you could put in the nursing events. Craig Lee, the psychology department, the psychology floor, you could have the psychology events. The history department on the 4th floor could have the history events, stuff like that. To where it's reaching the people that's more appropriate or more likely to attend.
Anything else? Moving on to the next thing.
I just wanted to confirm the student lounges that you were mentioning, where, like, are they just like the red ones where they?
You know,
There are, in most rooms, or most buildings, there are spaces with seating, 4 tables. I know in the science building, there is a single student lounge, and I see people in there all the time. Each building, to my understanding, has some form of space like this, if not multiple.
Thank you. Yeah, I know that Craig Lee has some, like, those are nice. Those ones are nice, but I just wanted to confirm, like, where you were talking about, but now that you said that, I know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next thing on the agenda. We have updates and remarks. Yield the floor to Dr. Edwards.
I have several announcements actually. Speaking of events, I'm going to plug that we're doing the Channel 10 debates on November 3rd, and they'll be advertised. And you have to register. We have 4 o'clock debate that's a live broadcast. So if you attend, your parents can watch you on television. And that's at 4 o'clock, and that's the 2nd Congressional District. That's Fung and Magaziner. And then at 7 o'clock that same day are the gubernatorial debate with Ashley Kalis and Governor McKee. And following that, we have student focus groups. And so I would encourage every single person here to participate in the focus group. And we have students who are trained to lead focus groups. And the focus groups lead to, Channel 10 listens very intently to the results of those focus groups because they'll ask you about the moderator, the debate format. Did you learn as much as you thought you would in the debate? And you don't need any political expertise at all. If it's your first debate, come to the focus group. We have food, we'll feed you dinner, and it lasts for just an hour, and believe it or not, they're a lot of fun to do. So I would encourage you to do that. I have several other announcements. I had a talk with the president a couple of days ago and then this morning, and one of the things that I brought to his attention is that we have a lot of good student events on campus, but we saw a downturn a little bit with student events, and one of those things is it's really hard to put on an event and it's time consuming. So we talked about events and conferences getting more involved in helping the students to streamline this whole process. And so he's going to look into that. We're hiring a new director of events and conferences, and he said that he will put that on his priority list. One of the other things that I talked to him about, and that he's very concerned about, is everybody knows about the RIC Run-Rat. And they're hiring some consultants to help with the registrar's problems that they have, because I don't know a student who doesn't have problems with the registrar. Financial aid has been a mess, and they're cleaning that up. So what I would ask you, if you hear of problems or if you have experienced problems yourself, could you contact me and let me know about the nature of the problem? Because he's very passionate about streamlining everything for students that way. So please contact me. I had talked to him about the fact that the counseling center has a wait list, and that's problematic, I think. When students need counseling, they don't feel very good about having a wait list. It's not a very long wait list, but they're hiring some part-time counselors to alleviate that problem, so that should be taken care of very soon. I told you before that they're streamlining transfer credit, and that's still in the process of being able to do that. They hired a consultant to redo the website. They paid a lot of money for that new website, and everybody hates it and can't find anything on it. And we never thought that we liked the old one so well until we got this one. So now they're hiring a consultant to look at the new website and make it user-friendly. But you know what? At least we'll get an improved website out of it, hopefully. And that's it. I think that's all my announcements.
Thank you. This time I'd like to yield the floor to Mr. Raymond Baccari for a staff update.
Thank you. PSA, and thank you, Dr. for sharing this with us. The PSA has been working on some of these too. I'm excited for two things tonight. Number one, that we may need to add more tables to this room for next week. Thank you, guys. And the second thing, the direction our college president's going in. On behalf of PSA, and I'm sure we share the same sentiments as the faculty, a lot of these things we've been asking for, pushing, and promoting. It's nice to see some action. That being said, and this is not a lecture, this body represents the various constituencies of the students. If the college is in the process of making change, you might want to take the opportunity to share with them some of your experiences, some of the experiences of the students you run into, so that that can be embedded in the change. Otherwise, we'll have change, but it will already be one generation old. I.e., from the food guide, strike when the fire's hot. Thank you for the opportunity to share that with you.
We had another thing on the agenda, but both of the ladies are not here. So we're going to move on to appointments and resignations and new vacancies.
Thank you, everyone. So I do have a few appointments and resignations. So first, I wanted to announce that we have hired a cabinet to help and alleviate some of the stress off of the executive council. Not that it's stressful doing this, but sometimes it is. We do have. I would like to congratulate and announce Crystal Figueroa as Public Relations Director, and then Frank Costello as Student Organizations Coordinator, and lastly Pierce Mott as Comptroller. And we do have some resignations. one from Parliament by Lihu because of she has some scheduling conflicts. So she's resigning from Parliament, the PR committee, and PFAC. James Torres is resigning from Finance. Pierce Mott from the Academic Technology Advisory Committee due to scheduling conflicts, and Holly Beth from Undergraduate Curriculum Committee due to scheduling conflicts. All right, so that is everything. Then I have some appointments to the college committees, which was one of my announcements. So first, we have Christian Rios Correal for the Academic Standing Committee, and Juan Soriano for the Academic Technology Advisory Committee. Both of them were recommended by their respective professors to serve on those committees, and actually everybody. The Library Advisory Committee, we have Nicholas Lemon, who currently works in the library. We have Delaney Martinez for the Advisory Committee on Undergraduate Admissions Policy. We also have Melissa Cordero and Isabella Santoro for the Undergraduate Curriculum Committee. And that was all the ones I had. So really good work, both on Dr. Andrus and her team's side, and also, getting all of these appointments. We really appreciate all of the hard work there. Yes, hoping to be one of the first administrations to bring this back, and the whole idea of having student representation on these committees is very important. So does anyone have any questions about the? I yield back.
At this moment, we're gonna leave the floor open for any issues with Parliament members. Please use your card. We can call on you.
All right, so the Student Organizations Committee has decided on a venue for the SCG holiday party to be Grace Restaurants, and I'm sure you mind taking one and passing it down. But this is the menu for their buffet option. We're looking right now at the there are two options that we're looking into consideration for. They have an option with 3 entrees and one with 2. You'll see when you take a look at the menu. And we're still looking at a date and a time and the entree selection, but we'd like some feedback. Some feedback from you guys to see if you have a preference of anything for food or anything else. But we went during our last meeting and looked at the function room, and it looks like it was for everyone. It looks like a nice space, and the managers and everything seemed nice. So we decided to go with them for the holiday party.
Yes, so I just wanted to mention that AMA, American Marketing Association, we're having our Halloween photo event next Tuesday, the 25th. What it is just we're raising money for our conference, but we're also raising money to donate to a local shelter, just like an animal shelter. What it is we're doing Polaroid pictures as well as digital pictures with some props. You're gonna have an option to buy either or both of them, as well as some goodie bags for your pets and then goodie bags for yourself, so it's some candy. So definitely please come through, bring your friends. It's gonna be 12:30 to 2:30 in the student ballroom. No, I mean, if you're gonna pay, I'm good, all money's green.
Anything else, anybody? At this point, I'd like to make a motion for adjournment. Mr. Sharon, Brower, Mr. Matthew Jake. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? We adjourn. Thank you, everybody.
If you guys wait like half a second.
Oh, Raymond, I forgot to give you a shout out. You're the best.
So just give me a
Seriously,
couple
I figured
seconds.
everything I did do for us, brother.
Don't leave